This video is brought to you by privacy.com, which lets you buy things online using virtual cards, protecting your identity and bank information on the internet. Apple just announced the latest edition of the best-selling smartwatch, and the question most of us are having is if it's actually worth upgrading from a Series 4 or a Series 3, since they are both very capable devices, especially with watchOS 6, which is about to launch. I've upgraded my Apple Watch basically every year, but it seems like the Series 5 has the least amount of changes year to year since I can really remember. So much so that this year, Apple actually decided not to sell the previous gen for a lower price, but instead they discontinued it, and now they're still selling the Series 3 at half the price of Series 5. Now, I've actually ordered my Series 5, and we will be making a detailed comparison as soon as we get our hands on them, so make sure to subscribe and enable notifications down below so you don't miss out on that video, along with our full detailed review. Now, one brand new addition is the new titanium model, which comes in 2 finishes, and as a comeback, we once again have the ceramic model, which I really liked. So for those that are stuck with a Series 3 because of the ceramic model that you love, you will likely want to make the upgrade now. In fact, I will just put it right out there, if you own a Series 3 and you're considering upgrading, I absolutely would. There were so many updates from the Series 3 to the 4, which of course are now carried over to the new one. You'll get a big design change with a rounder, sleeker design and larger displays with rounded corners. The bottom is thinner and all glass, and the side button is flush with the crown providing haptic feedback. Sensors are more accurate, there's fall detection, and you can take ECGs, which can now be used in different apps like Rocket Body. Even though battery life is rated the same, I had a noticeable improvement moving to the Series 4 from the 3, and I expect that Series 5 will actually be better in the real world. And that's likely thanks to the new S5 processor, which is more efficient, and because of that processor, things will be noticeably snappier as well. Now, one big improvement will be being able to use Siri by just raising your wrists and talking. I've rarely used Siri on my watch before the Series 4 because it was just slow and cumbersome, but this feature makes it much more usable. The same thing goes for the speaker that's 50% louder, and along with that, a better mic. As I said before, you should definitely upgrade from the Series 3. Now, what about the rest of us who made the big jump last year? Are the extra features worth upgrading? Well, for me personally, yes. But before I tell you why, let me tell you about something else that is absolutely worth it, and not just for me, but for everyone, and that's our sponsor, privacy.com. In a time where credit card data breaches seem to be the new norm, privacy.com makes it extremely easy to use virtual cards to protect your identity and bank information completely free. Sign up at privacy.com/maxtech and you can quickly create virtual card numbers that are locked to whatever merchant you shop at, so even if it's hacked, they won't be able to use them elsewhere. You can even make one-time use cards, which are great for single payments, trials that require cards, or for sketchy sites, and you could set a variety of limits so you'll never be billed twice or upgraded to another service. Their Chrome extension makes it easy to use by autofilling your card info, and unlike credit card companies, Privacy does not sell your data, but keeps it safe using military-grade encryption and is held to the same standards as banks. Not only is it completely free, but if you sign up today, you will get $5 for free. Like literally. If you're gonna be buying an Apple Watch or anything else, take the 30 seconds to sign up at privacy.com/maxtech or by using the link down below to start keeping your personal info safe and get $5 towards your first purchase. Now, I absolutely love my Apple Watch, and it's probably the biggest thing that is locking me into using an iPhone. But my biggest complaint has been the display that shuts off. Not only does this look worse than an actual watch with a face, but at times that can be very inconvenient, having to lift up your wrist and look before it turns on and shows you your notifications or the time. Now, I understood why Apple made this design choice when I bought the Series 0 because the battery life was terrible, but throughout the years it kept getting better, and I can now use my Series 4 for 2 full normal days, so that was no longer an excuse. Now, before the event, the only thing I really wanted from the Series 5 was an always-on display. Not only did Apple finally deliver on this, but instead of it just being a software option that will end up really impacting battery life, they created a whole new display technology called low temperature polycrystalline oxide, which allows the display to refresh at as low as 1 frame per second, which is perfect for a smartwatch. Now you'll have all of your info at a glance, and when you lift it up, the display will just get brighter. The newly updated ambient light sensor should also help with this. The next hardware upgrade is 32 gigabytes of storage that is included with even the base models, double what the Series 4 has. So if you felt limited by how much apps, photos, and music you could keep on your watch, this will be a welcome addition. But for me personally, 16 gigabytes was more than enough. The last major addition is the compass, which will do things like indicating the direction you're facing, which helps with navigation, and showing true north in the new compass app, which also displays incline, elevation, latitude, and longitude. And along with that, Series 5 will also get a meridian watch face. Personally, I don't really have a big need for this, but I can definitely see this feature being very enticing for some people. And that is it. Those are really the only major updates. Apple did introduce the Watch Studio and some new bands of course, but you can buy those separately. So to wrap it all up, if you own a Series 3, absolutely upgrade. But if you already own the very capable Series 4, I think that most people should probably keep it for another year. That is unless you're like me and really want to have an always-on display, or you can really benefit from having a compass. Let me know if you'll be upgrading to the Series 5 down in the comments section below, or if not, what you're using and why. Make sure that you're subscribed and you have notifications enabled so you guys don't miss out on our full review of the Series 5 and our hands-on comparison. This has been Max with Max Tech, and I will see you in the next video.